Hi, everybody. Welcome to Harley on the Headlines. I am Harley Carnes, and as we start, I want to thank you for joining us. You can help, too. Just like, follow, subscribe. You know what to do. Been doing it for a long time, right? Joint Base Andrews is where Air Force One takes off and lands. Just a quick helicopter hop across the river from the White House. It was once called Andrews Air Force Base, but the Army and other military are also there these days, so now it's Joint Base Andrews. Someone mailed a package of poison or some other noxious substance there, and multiple people have gotten sick shortly after it was opened. The building and another building connected to it, where the package was opened, were closed. A cordon was set up, and those who were sickened were rushed to the hospital. Fortunately, it was not deadly. All of the people have been released, recovered, and they're okay. But there is a big investigation into it, as you would expect. Hungary's prime minister meets with President Trump today at the White House. Viktor Orban has one primary item on the agenda: to try to get Ukraine peace talks on again. There had been a plan for a summit in Budapest, including Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin, but Trump got tired of Putin dancing him around and postponed it, said he wasn't about wasting his time. No point in it if Putin isn't serious. So Orban is taking another crack at it. It could matter to the world, and it would do Orban a lot of good back home where he is running for re-election. Orban is also interested in getting some relief from Biden-era sanctions on oil and gas that affect Hungary, so we'll see where that goes. A federal judge is making things even more difficult for ICE when its agents face protesters in Chicago. Judge Sarah Ellis has told the federal government it may no longer use batons, rubber or plastic bullets, tear gas, or flashbang grenades against civilians unless there is real danger to the ICE agents. She thinks those are extremely brutal tactics. She was not swayed by being reminded that all of those things were designed specifically to be non-lethal tools for crowd control. Rubber bullets, not real ones. Tear gas to disperse the unruly crowd. Doesn't hurt you, it's just no fun. Flashbangs to disorient without injury. The judge took no action to limit the clubs and the substances brought to demonstrations by violent protesters. But, of course, if they are violent, then out come the rubber bullets and the tear gas and so forth. She also said that ICE has been unfair to the news media and wants that stopped, too. 'Tis a good thing a woman in Australia didn't just bend over and hug up a load of clothing out of her laundry basket. There was a snake in the basket. Turned out to be one of the most venomous and deadly snakes in the world. They figure it slithered in from outside. It happened in Queensland. The woman was chill about it. She called the experts. They came, dumped him into a sack, and released him into the woods where he's supposed to be. No panic, no worries, mate. The largest healthcare provider in Maine did a nice thing. They sent out condolence cards to 500 families over the death of someone in the family. Very nice thing to do. Except the dead people read the letter and said, "We need to call Maine Health and let them know I ain't dead yet." It was a computer program that we are told made the mistake. This world is not my home, and I'm just passing through. If heaven's not my home, then, Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Those lyrics. I may not have gotten them exactly right, but they've always held a lot of sway in my heart and mind over the years. Not just because I once sang them many, many years ago, standing next to my dad and mom in small country churches in the mountains of North Carolina or among Georgia pines and red clay dirt east of Atlanta. Those words stayed with me through science and physics classes in high school and college as the worlds of religion and science actually drew closer and closer. I wrote a novel that encapsulates some of it, No Gates with God. It is a novel. It's not a true story. But I suspect there is some truth to some of the ideas about the afterlife that resonate with people who are empirically, scientifically oriented, who also grapple with the tug of spiritual texts from many faiths. Now, is this a naked plug for the book? Well, sure, but it's also something to think about. The scientific realization that we and everything we see are made of the same quantum stuff, that somehow, in ways we cannot yet understand, distance, which we express in terms of time and speed, must be surmountable. It's an energetic question. We are energy beings. Anyway, does God exist? I think yes, unavoidably, though I also think our human conceptions of God are pretty paltry and minimalistic, akin to a silverback's ruminations about the topography of the ocean's depths. We made God in our image and then turned it around because, though we didn't realize it, that circle actually worked. I'm not going to get any deeper into the weeds of it all, or the weeds of all of it, which is a crucial yet congruent difference. It's just that old song woke me up this morning. And well, thankfully, it woke me up this morning. I think it did that because in Egypt, archaeologists have found another sealed coffin in one of the most fertile dig sites across decades of study. Djoser's Step Pyramid has a network of crypts and chambers under the sands. Inside this coffin was a tightly rolled papyrus. It contained the most complete copy of the Book of the Dead ever discovered. When they very, very carefully unrolled that ancient paper, the words are still vivid. There are still bright colors, red and black. It is intact, and it is 52 feet long. Longest ever. What is the Book of the Dead? It's the roadmap to the afterlife, as envisioned by Egyptians more than 2,000 years ago. Some important dude named Ahmose was entombed there. Not just words, by the way. It includes drawings, boats traveling on a river to paradise or the next world. The story in it is clear, though. Being ready for that final journey, having faith to guide your steps here, and living with a sense of moral balance is the key. Some things, fortunately, they just don't change. Guess that'll do it for today's Harley on the Headlines. Thank you for joining us. Also, if you get anything worthwhile from these quick visits, please give us a helping hand. I'm hoping you'll hit like, follow, subscribe, pass the word, and thank you again. I'm Harley Carnes, and we'll see you soon.